Hello, how are you? Instead of playing with proper motorbikes like I've been doing all weekend, I'm now going to mess around with this. I'm going to make it touring ready. So as you can see, I'm going to be fitting a screen. The screen is a factory screen by none other than Piaggio. So the first thing we have to do according to the instructions is to fit these things together. The key things apparently is to get this right, that right, that right. Right, let's put them together. One of the things I'm going to say is everything has been packaged quite well by Piaggio. So yeah, it's quite good really. There's another bag with some other bits, but I don't think I'm going to need those yet. So that's that bit there. And we have that bit there. I don't know whether that's the right bit. It doesn't feel right, but we'll see. Oops. We have those. That's important. So we want one of those first of all. And we need one of those bits. Right, so I'll start with that. Now, according to the instructions, we have to make sure that the empty end goes on first. So I'm assuming that's the empty end because that's quite full. All right, so we'll do that first. Let's gently. So I'm doing this single-handed. Make sure we get a full penetration. Now we've got full penetration, we then need to start screwing away. And keep on screwing. You have to screw until it stops. I'm sure there are better videos showing screwing than this, but there you go. So we keep going. It's not fully penetrated yet. I feel like getting to the ends. I'm getting a bit more excited now. So, going faster and faster. Nearly there? Must be, surely. It says until it stops. I don't want to finish prematurely. Let's keep on going. Oh, yep, there we go. Right. Now I'm going to slip on the first little extra bit. So this little cone shape object has to go on next. So let's gently ease the head through and in the hole, and then down we go. Now the shaft has to be covered by this. Now this is an expanding unit. I'm just going to check it. I don't think it has to go one way or other. I think it'll go either way. Yep, there we are. Satisfied with that, that's good. Now according to this, I then need that, that, and that. There's a flat on there, so that goes in there. And we don't want the tip to get damaged, do we? So again, a bit more screwing has to be carried out, so we'll screw that in. Okay, so now this has got to again have full penetration, so I'm just going to use a spanner and quickly do that up. Right, so you haven't seen me do it, but I've made sure that the nut at the end is nice and snug. Must have a snug nut, mustn't we? Hey, our nuts must be snug. So this was going to be used for adjusting up later. Then this was all nice and slack, but that's tight there to stop this bit from falling off. Right, I'm now going to build the other one because we want to have a good pair, don't we? Now you see I'm using a good professional way of doing it. There we go, you see? That's if I'm, you know, I want to do a bit of frantic screwing. There we go. Look at that, that's coming right in. It's getting a good bit of penetration there. I'll soon be right into its end. The shaft will be fully in. This is a professional way of doing it, I don't think, but hey ho. In a minute it'll stop and I'll hurt myself, no doubt. But hey, there we go. Right, so we now have 2 sets of arms. Lovely pair, great pair, lovely pair. Right, so we can get rid of that. Now the next job is going to be to place these parts into the scooter. I don't know if you can see, but there's holes there. I'm gonna have to get them eased in all the way. So it's got, again, plenty of effort to get that in, and that's going to be a snug fit. So you'll have to wait. Once I've got it in, I'm going to then do some screwing up of the big screw. Once we've got those in, we just tighten them so they're essentially just hand tight. We've got to have a bit of give. Next job will be to how do I put this? Do the screen. Yeah, so what I'm going to be doing is doing some dropping, some sliding, some pushing, some thrusting away. I've got to thrust the rubber washers through the screen, bit of firm but gentle way. Some sliding and some grabbing here. Get that done next. Right, so let's get on to the next bit. Here we are looking now for, oh, where are they? I know they're here. That's what I want. We're going to be using these, so I need to make sure I can find the correct size head. And there we go, got an Allen key, which is what we're going to need. Now it's not a big Allen key because we don't actually need to put a lot of torque into these, because we'll be dealing with the plastic components, won't we? Now the first thing we do is we have these funny shaped objects. The first thing we're going to do is put them into these big plastic bungs. I think the main aim of these is to give more girth. By adding girth, it makes a more of a substantial holding of the screen to the bars. So I'm just going to slip that in. Don't know how easy it will be, but we'll give it a go. Okay, so it is actually quite easy. It's just a matter of having it lined up, and it's a loose fit. Okay, rattles around a bit, it's a bit saggy, but there we go. Nothing we can't cope with, so we now have to go something like there we are. So I don't know whether you noticed that, which is a bit of jiggery pokery, and that can now slide down there. Oh, suits you. Right, I'm going to do that to the other 3. So as you can see, we've got 2 that side, 2 that side. They're actually relatively easy to slip on. You just have to make sure you've got all your holes lined up, and you're not trying to force this head through what isn't the right hole, otherwise you get a few problems. Right, okay, so that's done. Now the next job is going to be, he says, looking at this upside down because I'm good like that, fitting some rubbers. So we're going to have to fit rubbers which are these things. There we go. Onto the screen. It's a nice bit of ribbed rubber there, so we'll get that done, and then we can finally just screw those on. And just quickly, you can see that this is genuine Vespa screen. We have a hologram and of course the Vespa original logo. So we know we've got an original one. So next thing is to fit my rubber, and they're going to be going in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going for all the holes. All right, so we're going to go and do that. I'm not saying this is difficult, but boy, crikey, it's stubborn. There we go, nearly in. Go and brace yourself, screen, we're coming in. Right, I have to put you down. So there we go, that's in. As you can see, you have to get equal amounts inside and outside. It does take a bit of a fiddle, so I'll join you once I've fully fitted all 4 rubbers. 1, 2, 3, 4 perfectly fitted rubbers. Now we've fitted the rubbers, what we're going to have to do, frantically over here, is fit the screen onto those noduly things that we've put on the knobs. So we're going to fit the screen onto the knobs and then gently add a bit of tightening. Now all I've done is just quickly screw those on nice and loose, as you can imagine. Just imagine they're nice and loose. Now I need to just make sure this is nicely adjusted so it looks more or less square, which it doesn't at the moment. So I'm going to do that. Last job will be just to tighten up these things down here, and then last minute retighten that. Hey, voila! One newly screened Vespa. Can't complain at that, can we? That wasn't too bad, not too difficult. Plenty of screwing, a lot of penetration, and making sure you get everything in the right holes, and it's done. Bravo me. So you've seen from the rider's view, here's how it looks from in front of the bike. I think it's rather impressive. Hope you found that interesting and found it useful. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. But don't forget, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Bye.